Good evening, everybody. This is the RP Ginger here, and we are coming at you with session 3 of our mini adventure that was supposed to be a three-shot, but spoiler alert, probably not going to be a three-shot as I am very behind in the prep. But that is all right because I'm having fun with this adventure, and I think the players are too, so we're going to continue having fun and take as many sessions as it takes to complete the adventure. If you're just tuning in now and you're like, what the hell is this mini adventure? Well, I recommend that you go back and find session 1 because I am not going to do a recap tonight because we are behind schedule. And instead, I am going to jump right into the game. We last left off with the Garen and Midna following Bryce, but losing him at the Brick, which is the refinery that he mysteriously disappeared at. You guys now have head back, giving up, not being able to find your way in, and you eventually meet up with the rest of the party in the common room of the Baron's Keep. What are you guys doing?
What time of day is it? Is it morning or still evening?
It is like heck late in the evening, like 3 a.m. So I imagine it's like those who went out and investigated are feeling tired, but those who stayed are feeling even more tired because your shifts are just ending now, and you've probably worked more hours than you've worked in a long time at this point. You finishing up the library has finally been tidied up to Tarn's and it's not even to his approval. He just literally fell asleep at the library, and you snuck your way out the door as the old man was sleeping. The guards were finally let go, told that they can have some rest, but to be back for sunrise.
Garen thinks it's a good idea to check out that refinery because the Baron really is kind of like uptight about everything that's going on there. So what's up with the refinery? I tell Midna, pass on the message. We're going to meet at a good place. Midna, what's a good place to meet? Just somewhere noticeable in the city. That's
Should we just go back to that pub?
Is that in the opposite direction though?
Porkside.
Oh,
we just need to meet somewhere before we go. So where should we meet? Just anywhere.
Let's all just meet on the edge of town closest to where we'd be leaving. Let's all do that. Good. We'll just meet right outside the town gates. Sound good?
Sounds good. As long as it's not too noticeable. Pass on the message to anyone you see tomorrow after shift.
Sounds good.
Okay. And then I think I go to bed.
Yeah, and you guys do go to bed. We already have a long rest established. If you haven't taken a long rest, then go ahead and do so. But it is not much of a long rest as the shift begins much earlier than you are anxious for it to do so. Sorry. Unless any of you guys have anything you wish to specifically accomplish during your shift, I am just going to need a Constitution saving throw to see if exhaustion takes you now from working so hard at the keep. This is not the adventurer's life that you have prepared for. If you want to do anything in particular, investigation or talking with anybody, then feel free to say so. Otherwise, just give me a Constitution saving throw.
Is that for everyone?
That is for everybody because you all are working quite hard.
Pass on the message.
I rolled a 1.
Knows where we're meeting.
You rolled a 1.
I rolled a 1.
Ooh, Garen, you are particularly woken up just moments before you sleep, where Shell on Tumbril has told you that she's been looking for you all night. And what do you think you're doing sleeping? You're the guard that's supposed to be on the night shift. So as you just get to bed, or you're the handmaiden. Sorry. So yeah, you would instead not. I retcon that. I am just making shit up. Apparently, we'll say that there is like a emergency that you're needed to. Maybe a toilet has backed up or something, because that's just the theme we're going with Garen apparently. And yeah, as soon as your head hits the pillow, you're told you need to wake up, and you don't get much of a rest. So you take a point of exhaustion. Anybody else who rolled higher than 10 on their Constitution saving throw is fine.
Does that go under my hit points?
Say again?
Does that point of exhaustion go under my hit points?
Nope, that's just is something that you write down on your character sheet. To get rid of it, you need to get a successful long rest, which you technically have not gotten. So basically right now your ability checks are at disadvantage, and that is it.
Owen passed 11.
Excellent. What did Midna roll?
What's the modifier I add to that?
Your Constitution modifier.
All right. See, I'm sorry.
Stupid toilet.
I'm bad. I should have pulled up my page first.
Hey, it happens to the
One
best
thing
of
I
us.
didn't do.
Don't get me wrong. I am no more prepared than you are. Okay,
Well, I rolled a 17, so I
yeah. You're so good. You're feeling good. You wake up. A couple hours of sleep is enough. And yeah, you guys go through another hard day's work. Working as a servant or a guard of the Baron's Keep is by no means a easy job, and you guys are kept working hard throughout the day into the afternoon and even to the evening. But as the day comes to an end and you guys are all just ready to sit back and finally collect yourselves, earning a day's coin, you realize that there is more work to be done. And you begin to head out and meet on the edge of town. Are we good with that?
Yeah.
All right. Then the same kind of deal. You show up to the Brick, it's called, which is the refinery, and it's the same kind of structure. So if you're not remembering, it's this two-story structure that sits perpendicular to the river. It's a very weathered and beaten down looking building with a sulfuric smell of acrid or just acidy smell that makes your eyes water and your nose just burn. You look at it and there's billowing clouds of smoke coming out of it. And a double door at the main entry, a side door on the opposite side of the river, so to the east, and then on the western side is the water wheel that spins into the river, and you would presume it somehow operates the refinery. What are you guys doing?
Are there any windows near the water wheel?
There, as you look, the water wheel basically is big enough that it would carry you to the roof of this building, and all the windows are indeed on the second story of this. Now, per se, there's not necessarily a window next to a water wheel, but it would get you to the ceiling or the roof, and then the windows are much closer to the roof than the actual ground level, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So if we get one of us or two of us on the roof, then one of us dangles over, the other holds him down, and then that person hanging over can look into the window.
I can maybe help. I can make one of you jump really high.
Can I lockpick the side door?
Ooh, that's a good one. I was going to ask if there's any vines or anything we could climb up towards the window.
I can cast jump on someone.
The last time I tried lockpicking, it was yesterday. Do I get to try that again?
Yeah, if you want to try again, you definitely can. Although you know that you put your lockpicks to some work on these. So if you're worried that basically if you get another fail, 3 fails, then you don't know if your lockpicks are going to be able to withstand that much unsuccessful usage.
Does the burglar's pack come with a lockpick set or just a thieves tool?
I'm going to say that you can definitely have some thieves tools with you.
Well, I have the thieves tool, but I also have the burglar's pack. I'm not sure if both came with lockpicks or just the thieves tool.
Yeah, you have some thieves tool. I'll say burglar's pack. It makes sense. I don't honestly know off.
So, okay.
1 second. Sorry, what's that?
Move your card if you can after your game.
Yeah, after I will for sure.
Love you.
Love you too. Sorry. So yeah, you definitely have some thieves tool. But you're concerned with the Hey, thanks, Chris. I appreciate that. That's really nice of you. If you want to give that a go, then by all means. But if you fail, your thieves tool will probably be broken.
I can kind of already see myself judging up the water wheel.
Okay.
So yeah, as you're like, I'm gonna go pick this this lock, you already see Brad shouldering Corporal Wolf, and he's basically saying something along the lines of he thinks he can get up that. So it's up to you. Do you still want to go pick the double doors or
at this point, I would go around to the other side to where they're at.
All right, so you head to the western side now, and an athletics check is definitely what's going to be needed to mantle up this water wheel.
All right. Athletics.
I'm proficient in land vehicles. Does riding this water wheel count as a land vehicle?
Fuck no.
I got an 18 anyway.
Yeah, you look and you're watching it kind of churn, and as one of the lips come up from the water, you grab onto it, and then suddenly you're just like lifted up, and you can carry your momentum. Now a quick dexterity saving throw to jump from, or a dexterity acrobatics check to jump from the water wheel over to the roof.
It's okay. I saved myself. I'm good in both. Well, not that good. That's a 13.
13, yeah, it's a little bit shaky, and you grab onto the railings, and you hear like a bit of creaking, and a moment where it sounds like it's going to give way, but you hang on, and then flip yourself over. You're now on the roof of this building, and you look, and there's several ventilation shafts that are just billowing black plumes of sulfuric smoke.
It's pretty crappy up here, guys.
Yeah, it's hard to breathe, and your vision is pretty obscured.
Minna,
Just
do you have anything
poisonous?
that could help you, like get inside if you're on the roof?
Trying to think here.
Could I? Are the windows blocked?
The window's on the second story, so as Brad leans over and tries to get a peek into them, they are so covered in soot and grime that they are no longer translucent in any way. And he tries to maybe reach over the leads and wipe it down. The soot seems to be coming mainly from the inside. So even as he wipes off a layer of dust and whatnot, it doesn't make the windows any more visible.
I'm going to check out these ventilation shafts. Maybe I can jump down one and open the doors for you.
Bad idea. So first,
Do it.
Are there any vents that aren't
right now?
pluming black smoke?
No, they all definitely are.
Are there any other access points downstairs? Do I see a door? Any ways that these people come and maintain these vent stacks?
You can give me an investigation check.
An investigation check, Mr. Smarty Pants?
Yes, that is me, the Smarty Pants.
Yeah, I know. I just dropped my dice for a second. Give me well, it's only an 8.
It's only an 8. Yeah, you'll be damned if you can. It's just so fucking smoky up here. You're beginning to
get up this damn fucking place.
You can't see. You trip over and knee into a vent, and it hits you just under the kneecap, and you're jumping around on the ceiling. Fuck, that hurt.
If I take a walk around the perimeter of the rooftop and I'm looking over the edge, can I see anything along the lines of a modern day or at this day kind of fire escape?
Honestly, probably not.
Okay. I don't know what to do. I can't see anything up here.
I think I might try picking the lock on the front. But what were you going to do first?
I vote for picking the lock. I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy on the window, which will cause it to fly open if it's unlocked.
Ooh.
Let me just double check here, so I'm not cheesing you guys, but I'm pretty sure.
Would that work on cleaning the window if I can see it?
Interesting thought. Let me just look it up because technically it's on. Yeah. Let me look up.
Thinking about just using a spell to break it.
Let me look up 2 different things simultaneously at the exact same second, because as a GM, I am capable of doing at least double that workload. The windows are indeed not unlocked, so your thaumaturgy does not unlock them. And prestidigitation.
It will clean it.
Clean. I'm looking for a clean. Where is it?
But it only goes 10 feet.
Can I use?
How far up is it?
So what about Mage Hand? Could I try unlocking it with Mage Hand?
The Mage Hand
range is 30 feet.
Yeah, so Mage Hand, you have Mage Hand, eh? I believe you need to see where the hand is operating, but let me just double check.
So we
Click.
would need to
So if I got to the roof, would I be able to be close enough?
Be nice to have some company up here.
A special hand you choose within range. The hand lasts until the duration until you diminish it. The hand vanishes. You can use the hand. Doesn't really actually say anything about like being able to see, but I don't know how you would fashion the hand working on an area that you can't see.
if you can feel where the hand is touching.
But I will say, if you can get up to the second story, Owen, and cast Mage Hand, that you can cast it on the other side of the window where the latch obviously is, and unlock the latch. So,
Do you want to do that, or do you want to try the front door first?
Window's probably better, but good luck getting up there.
Does anyone have a rope?
We all have rope.
I don't. Maybe burglar's pack. I think has a bunch.
most people with an explorer's pack or a dungeoneer's pack, or most
I'm
packs
a scholar. I don't carry around rope.
have most. Yeah, scholar's pack definitely not a rope.
These damn kids.
But if you have an explorer's pack or a dungeoneer's pack, you definitely do have a rope in you.
Okay, someone give me your rope.
I have dropped.
I give him rope.
Oh my goodness, this thing's heavy. Why do you carry this all the time?
Just throw it up. I'll hold on to it.
I don't think I can throw it that far.
Was he?
25 feet, 30 feet.
I'll throw it.
Yeah, you throw it. I'm gonna say for you, throwing a rope 30 feet isn't worth a check, so it flies up. Brad Newberry, you grab it, you fashion it on the railing, and with that, just because if I ask you to roll, you're probably gonna fail it, and it's left in an awkward situation. I'm going to say you make your way up there. It is by no means a majestic or even efficient climb up the rope, but
I could pull up
nonetheless. A minute passes and you are up, and Brad is grabbing you by the shoulders and pulling you over as you're out of breath. There you are. You look over the ledge and begin to chant your arcanic words and cast Mage Hand.
It would have been so much easier on the water wheel, man. Jeez.
This is going to need a Arcana check for you as you really dial in on the minute kind of concentration aspect of casting Mage Hand. It's pretty easy, but as long as you don't bomb it.
Arcana?
Yeah.
All right, 22.
Yeah, you see your hand, and it's a bit finicky, but you get it on the other side of the glass, and it clicks open the latch. You hear a click, and then the window just gently shuffles like an inch or so. Now open, smoke begins to billow out of it also.
Smoke is coming out of the window?
Yes.
You guys, get up here.
I could swing you down there if you want.
Let's get everyone on the roof first, so if someone opens the front door, they
I'm
don't
an
see us all.
elf. Don't I have an advantage on like being, I don't know, able to jump high or do anything?
Unfortunately, no, you are not a jumpy elf. You are a high elf.
I mean, we should already be on the roof.
You chose the wrong sub elf.
Different kind of high elf.
Yeah.
Can
I think everyone should get
on the roof too?
Yep.
Do I need to roll a check for that? Or
No, there's a rope there. You guys can make your way up.
I boost people that need it.
And then we all hoist you up because you're the heaviest, probably.
Everybody
Hey, Brad,
now
you
on the
away.
roof. You look at the open window, and like some professionally trained Rainbow Six Navy SEAL operatives, you begin to scale down the wall. And who is leading the charge for breaching the very first window?
I definitely think it should be the best fighter. Or
Are we going stealth or are we going loud?
Stealth would probably be better.
Okay.
Then
I
not
wanna
me.
be- And like,
Then send the rogue.
Yeah, not me.
Okay, I think that's me.
but then Garen or Vidya.
Can I do
The
an
elves.
acrobatics check and maybe a
Oh, my
stealth
stealthy
check
elf?
for silence?
Yeah, you can give me a stealth check if you wish to.
I'd say put in
Stealth
Brad.
through that window.
With different dice. It's not blood.
Hell, I'm strong enough just to swing you all through it on the rope if you want.
I rolled an 8.
Spider-Man through that window.
I take a -1 on all my skill checks. Is that it?
That's disadvantage.
No, disadvantage.
Disadvantage actually because you're exhausted. So maybe yeah, you're feeling pretty tired, but you're probably the sneakiest.
Oh my gosh. The natural one.
No.
So she crashes through the window.
Thank you. very much.
You take.
I mean, I was
Give me a second here as I access my DM's dice. 8 bludgeoning damage as you grab onto the rope and begin to suspend yourself down. You suddenly your grip completely slips and you fall back first into the hard earth below 25 feet. 8 damage onto you.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
The wind is knocked out of you as you now are on the ground, just grasping at your throat and lungs, wheezing for air. It takes about 30 seconds before it comes back to you, Garen.
Can I just like take an 8-hour rest right here on the ground?
You definitely contemplate that, but as the night is at its peak now, and you know there's only certain amount of hours before you have to get back to work, and you think to yourself, "Holy fuck, I need to get back to work, and if I don't get a night's sleep tonight, it might be the end of me." So time has never been more of the presence for you, as you know that you have only like you're already calculating like if I go to sleep right at this exact moment as the air is leaving your lungs, you're like, I only get 5 hours and 45 minutes of sleep. So you know that you need to get back as quick as possible.
Okay, I get back. Meh. Heal me.
We could take a short rest.
No, we need.
Nope.
Just grab onto the rope. I'll pull you up.
I'll assist with that.
Yank.
Somebody else go first.
I mean, I could, but I don't know. I get beat up pretty easily.
Just don't let go of the rope and you'll be fine. Okay, am I going again?
No, we're not.
Nah, let's
Send Brad in this time.
All right, I'm voting for shock and awe.
All right, let me do it.
Shock and awe.
Okay, so basically, Brad's gonna grab the rope at about 12 feet or whatever length he thinks is sufficient to land into the window, and he's just gonna run to the edge and jump, and he's gonna Spider-Man into the window, and he's gonna hopefully take the window with him and smash some stuff and like make a grand entrance.
Give me an athletics check.
I'll give
Do you want me to light up your boots
you want
before you go in?
Do you have that ability?
Yes, I can.
Oh my gosh! What do you want me to roll?
Athletics.
Okay. I got a +5 to this, so let's see what happens.
At the peak of his jump, as he leaves, I'm going to slap the bottom of his feet to give him a little more oomph and cast the light cantrip on his boots.
Excellent.
That is not a natural 19, but a 19 nonetheless.
19 nonetheless. You
19.
run from one side of the rope and pull the tension of the rope, getting it snug, and then you begin to calculate exactly how much feet you think you need to swing yourself in like a pendulum, and you run across, you jump, the tension pulls you and swings you, smashing through the window that has already been opened. Why the fuck did you even open the window, you ask yourself? And you come swinging forth into the threshold of the refinery. You're immediately blasted with the heat and noxious fumes. The air inside the building is scorching hot and thick with whatever vapors seem to be belching forth to the top end of this building. Within this reek and noxious fumes, you look down as you're on the secondary floor of this like scaffolding that looks down below, and you see that there is a row of carts that run from the western side to the eastern side in the center of this room. And then on each side of these carts is 2 massive forges, and inside the carts are raw ore. You look around and see that there's workbenches and a big ass crane that seems to be somehow stationed in the middle of the room that you would assume somehow operates and swings down and chunks up big piles of ore. For whatever though, as you look around the room, it's really noisy and you hear the burning sound of the forge's furnace. Sorry.
I'm gonna be really stoked that my boots are like all glowing.
They're glowing, but as you're in, the room is so smoky, especially on the second floor, that it's even hard to like make out what's in front of you.
Once I smash through the window, I'm gonna obviously look down and be like, "Wow, my feet are glowing," and then I'm gonna be like, "Lucy, I'm home. And I'm gonna start looking for the first person I can see.
All right. So I did roll some perception checks, which were relatively low, but as you yell that out, you hear voices call out. Did you hear that? Someone's upstairs. And you begin to hear shuffling around. As you look, you see that there's a staircase about 5 feet away on the scaffolding towards your north. And then as you look southwards, about another 20 feet down is another set of staircases that obviously descend below to the main level floor.
I'm gonna before I end my turn, I'm gonna run to the closest staircase, and I'm just gonna prepare myself to make sure my friends have enough time to get in.
All right, you absolutely do. To which point we are 110% at initiative. So go ahead and roll me some initiative, everybody.
I really hope you guys are coming in, because if you guys book it for bed now, I'm screwed.
Do I take disadvantage on initiative too?
I honestly think that you do, because I'm pretty sure initiative is an ability check.
Yep.
Sorry, what's the modifier on that?
Give me a 6.
Dexterity.
Your dex.
6 on Garen. 5 on Brad. 9 on Owen. Oh boys, you guys have shown up to the initiative. Is anyone going to give me 19 on Wolf? Nice Wolf. Reliable. And what about Midna?
Just 9.
9. All right. First into action is a guard. I'm going to roll a d4. Does he come up the staircase that you come up, or is he going up the one that you're not guarding? 1 to 2 is you, and a 3 to 4 is the other staircase. He comes running up a 4. So on your flank, you hear tut, 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 as he begins to climb up the staircase, and you see just a man completely drenched in soot and this dark kind of debris. You can barely make out his features, as he's just a very dirty individual. He, however, does not really have anything to make it to you. He draws what looks like a short sword and says, "Hey, Mans, I spotted him. He's on the 2nd floor." And he looks like he's ready in action. That puts up next in the initiative, Corporal / Private Wolf.
Private Corporal.
Private Corporal Wolf.
I'll take the plunge as well and swing into the room.
All right, give me that athletics check, sir. Or hold on, I'll give you 2 options. You can do it slow and steady and make it in with your entire action, nothing else left to do, and you're inside the room, or athletics check and you finesse yourself over that railing and still have an action and some movement left.
Yeah, no, we're going to go modified 20 to swing into the room.
All right, you swing in and are left with half of your movement. You see the exact same noxious kind of smoky, hard to breathe in, hot and thick room as Brad is on your immediate left guarding a staircase with his weapon, and you hear other voices shouting out that there's intruders.
Can I make it to the guard that showed up?
You don't even see the other guard. The smoke is so thick, especially on the 2nd floor, that you would have to make a perception check to even see him. And if you did choose to make a perception check, it would be at disadvantage because everything in this area is lightly obscured.
Okay. Can I see Brad?
You can see Brad because he's like literally 5 feet away from you. Okay,
so I will go back to back with Brad and ready an attack action. Actually, you know what? I will ready a spell instead for the first thing to come in range.
All right. Next up is another one of these refinery men, and I rolled the same thing, and he also is going up on your flank, coming up behind the men. He's going to make a perception check to see if he sees you. He does, and that is all he does. Next up is another one of the refinery individuals, and they are actually coming up the staircase that you are defending, Brad. So that would mean that both of your readied actions would go off. Go ahead and do so before he acts.
Okay. Just a regular.
Yeah, you ready to attack, so go ahead and try to bop.
All right. So I'm just gonna use a unarmed strike because that's what I'm basically standing there with my fists open.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a 19 to hit
I will do so.
with only 5 damage.
5 damage. You
But-
straight up, you see this guy coming, running up, and he's right in front of me, and you just cold clock him right in the nose. You hear a snap of his nose as he grunts out in pain and almost comes tumbling down the stairs. Go
I'll
ahead.
just yell, "No, he's not!"
You do anything else? All right, no, that was your ready to action, so you don't do anything else. What about Wolf? What do you do, Wolf? Go ahead and release your ready to action. And let me know what happens.
You're muted. You're muted.
I'll go ahead and cast inflict wounds on him. It'll be 17 to hit.
17 definitely hits.
All right. Oh, good. I need another one. Let's see. 10, 18 damage.
Yeah. What does it look like? Are you killing this guy? Are you?
Oh, yeah. It's just done. His flesh just melts off his body.
All right.
Like Indiana Jones.
Straight Indiana Jones. They looked right at the Ark of my Covenant.
Excellent. All right. Then rushing up the stairs, right behind him as this body he comes up and says that he's right in front of you, and then suddenly you just reach out and cast this spell after being punched in the nose. The body crumples down, comes crumbling up the stairs. This half-orc comes running up and says, "You're going to pay for that." And he at first looks like he's going to pull out a mace, but instead begins to cast some kind of arcanic spell himself. And on Brad, he is rolling a 14 to hit.
That, unfortunately, will not hit Brad.
Then you dodge back as his mace comes swinging into you. It lands into the side railing of the staircase and completely just breaks the metal away, snapping it. The staircase near you actually begins to give way as the scaffolding seems to just be barely lodged on. Give me a dexterity saving throw. Wolf, the guy who just swung at you, and Brad.
Ooh, I got a not natural 20. I'm
All
doing
right.
fucking awesome on rolling lately.
21.
21. You all just barely hang on as the staircase seems to just slant in and give way. You grab onto the railings and you look below, and there's just an open burning forge that is blasting the scorching heat up at you guys. Midna, you're now up. You're on the outside ceiling roof of this building as you hear the sounds of chaos below in the window. What do you wish to do? First, you have to make your way down there. How are you going to do so?
Aren't we only a couple stories high? Is it really gonna? I mean,
Yeah, like if you
gonna
bomb
hurt
it,
that much if we just
worst
drop
case
down?
scenario, you're dropping 25 feet. But the same kind of question is going to
And
arise
taking
for
7
everybody.
damage.
Are
as
you go?
drop.
Yeah, I rolled really high on that. But basically, you have two choices. You make your way in slow and steady, which ends your turn, but you're inside, or you try to be a bit more dramatic and you swing your way in. And if you succeed on your check, then you are in with actions and some movement to spare. Risk
You know
reward.
what? I'm just gonna slow and steady it.
All right, you begin to shimmy your way down, not going for the dramatic entry, and you make your way in, and you see that the scaffolding now is kind of at an angle. So it's kind of good that you did not swing your way in, because you predict that on entry it would have been hard to gather your footing. You're now in, and you see a half-orc engaged with Brad. That is the end of your turn, as Owen is now up next. The same choices for you. Do you wish to go in dramatically, or do you wish to go in slow and steady?
I think I would have cast Mage Armor before this whole thing started off.
I'll give you that.
Okay. In that case, I would
That's smart.
very carefully climb down.
All right. The same scenery unfolds for you that unfolds for Midna. Garen.
I'm gonna go slow and steady. I already fell once.
All right, slow and steady wins the race as the three other party members single file shimmy their way down, making sure that they abide by the 3-point rule where there's 3 points of contact. No matter any point, they shimmy their way in and help each other in one by one. Brad, you look behind you and your party is giving an exemplary example of safety. But you'll be damned if they're fucking helping you out right now as there's this massive half-orc swinging his mace trying to injure you. What do you do?
Using the momentum of the half-orc after he missed me and my friend, the Corporal Wolf, I'm going to actually use that momentum to help me lift him up over the railing and throw him into the vat of burning crap.
All right, give it a go, sir.
That's just, I'm imagining strength check or strength. What do you want to say?
So basically, it's a two-step process.
Or
actually, it could technically be a one. You can shove him, which is a direct grapple check, and if you succeed, you shove him 10 feet.
Yeah.
Or if you have the option to do two different things, you can grapple him, and then once you grapple him, you can try to overcome him again and throw him. And basically, if you get him in the grapple, then you'll have a better chance to throw him into the forge. But that's two rolls that you need to succeed. Whereas if you just shove him, there is a random chance that he might fall into the forge.
Yeah, no, I want to toss him into that forge, man. So I have the ability to grapple as a bonus action.
All right. He is going to choose his best ability, strength, to defend against you. Go ahead and roll. You have a pretty high DC. DC. That's my accent tonight, apparently. DC.
Oh, I only got 12.
Yeah, you did not make it. You come in and your tried and true signature Brad Newberry grapple bear hug does not work as you're met with an uppercut to the chin. It doesn't hurt you per se, but it knocks you instantly back as he says, "Get the fuck off me."
That should still leave me with an action then, right?
That was your action, so that leaves you with a bonus action. So.
Okay, then yeah, I'm just going to continue to grapple him.
All right, you're going to try to grapple again, and I'm assuming with your handy-dandy feat that you can bonus action grapple then?
Yeah, it's as a bonus action, I'm allowed to grapple.
All right, give it a go again. He didn't roll quite as good this time.
Same roll. Neither did I. That time I only got a 7.
Interesting. He too, or let me math here. You grapple him by 1 point of difference. He rolled a 6.
It's like the horrible high five grapple.
Yeah, you guys are intertwined in some form of grapple that looks very strange to everybody else, but that's all you manage to do as you hear him cry out, "Oi, get him! This motherfucker's got me in a hug of some sorts."
No, I don't.
You hear, "Don't worry, boss. I got your back." As someone below that you cannot hear is doing something, but you do not know what he is doing. So back up to the top of the initiative where the other refinery man is going to, on your flank, run up and charge. And with a forgery hammer, swing it at Corporal Wolf. And he rolls a 16 to do so.
Just barely hits.
Just barely hits. Go ahead and take yourself a bopping of max damage. 7, sucker.
Gosh damn, Ricky Bobby.
He comes up and you think he's going to overhand swing his hammer on you, and you lift up your shield or whatever armor you have, and then suddenly he shifts his momentum and uppercuts you right in the chin with his forgery hammer. your tooth are almost knocked loose, but you're next to act.
Let me show you how it's done. And I will attack with Great Weapon Master. And I will use my Guided Strike to make it a 15 to hit.
All right, 15 definitely hits on this guy.
All right, so 2d6. 7, 20. So 20 for the first hit. And then
24.
I will...
24 damage? Oh.
No, 20 damage on the first hit.
Yeah, do you want to kill this guy or...
You're gosh damn right.
All right, he is fucking the most dead. You've killed him and his unborn child.
Is there anyone else within range? Can I hit the orc?
Yeah, the half orc is engaged with Brad. So go ahead if you wish to have it.
So yeah, I'll use my War Priest bonus action and attack him with Great Weapon Master. Hopefully we're better this time.
All right.
Yeah, that's probably not going to hit. That's going to be a 12.
No, that's not going to do it.
Whiff. All right. So that's going to be it for me.
All right. Another man flanks on you, coming up in behind. And as you're trying to take down Mance, Wolf, this guy jumps into your back, and he has like some kind of poker stick that you would assume would be used to poke the coals of the forge, but it's literally like this stick glowing hot with embers, and he tries to stab it into your back and rolls a 21 to hit, which I'm going to assume does so, and shanks you for a burning hot 6 damage into the back.
I'm cool. We're good.
Right in the ass cheeks as you get singed. Next up is the half orc, which I don't think has given his name yet. But as the other refinery man calls out, "Aye, Mance, I got one real good. Now's our chance." And he is going to try to, as you have him in a grapple, he is going to try to shove you into the forge. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Oh, no, you don't.
What'd you roll?
I just rolled a 9.
He rolled a 9 too. So I'm going to say in this circumstance, you guys, as you're like entwined in this awkward kind of bro man assertion of dominance, he shoves you to one way, to which you both kind of fall now, and you're both precariously thrown over to the edge. You have to grab on to the ledge, each of you, and you're now precariously on the side of the rail. The burning hot forge just feet below. It's getting a bit hot and heavy for you guys, and he has another attack to which he's going to try to headbutt you, and hits with a 22.
That hits, but it doesn't hurt.
And he does 1 point of damage plus his strength modifier, which is a total of 5 points of damage.
Can I say that blood starts hopefully pouring from my nose down my face and like along the creases of this crazy and wild smile that creeps across my face?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Absolutely. Midna, you're now up.
Bye, motherfucker.
All right. I'm going to... Okay, wait. Just so I'm clear, has somebody else already attacked him first?
So, to unfold what has happened, Brad has stormed his way in and basically called out everyone in this room, to which they replied that there was intruders and started coming up the scaffolding. They've knocked the scaffolding loose, so now it's kind of on this catawampus angle where you guys have to just do your best to keep your footing and not fall into the forge. And you see that a half-orc is engaged in grapple, and both him and Brad are trying to throw each other into the burning hot forge.
Can I get a clear shot without hitting any of my teammates?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you miss in this scenario, since everything is lightly obscured, There is a chance if you engage in ranged combat that you might hit your party, but if you hit, then you don't have to worry about that at all.
Okay. Well, I'm just looking at my spellbook here. I think I'm going to try Shocking Grasp on the orc that is grappling.
All right, now Shocking Grasp is a melee attack, so that means that you in turn are going to have to get right up there on him.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to use Firebolt then, because that one's got a pretty good range.
All right.
Much
You
better.
stand forth, grabbing onto the side of the window. One of your legs are kind of outstretched as you're hanging on this slanted scaffolding that now dangles below, and you begin to channel the words of Firebolt and cast it out as fire shoots from your fingertips. Go ahead and roll.
Ooh, that's going to be... Sorry, what's my modifier on that?
Plus 6.
Oh, awesome. That's going to be a 22.
That definitely hits.
Hell yeah. And sorry, what am I rolling for damage here?
1d10.
Ooh, that's gonna be a 6.
6 damage as Mance begins to just grab onto Brad's face and choke him against the side of the railing. You blast him in the side of the forehead, singeing his half-orcish hair. As he yells out in pain, he looks up and barely makes you out as the billowing smoke kind of is wafting out the window that you're hanging onto. I'm assuming that is it for your action, or do you have anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Owen, you are also in now, and you two are grabbing onto the ledge. As when you come into this room, you notice that the ground floor is slanted and dwindling as you hear the groaning of metal, the metal scaffolding. It seems like this ledge that you're on is about to give way any moment now, and everyone's just fighting on it. It balls out to your dismay, and as you look below, there's just a burning hot open forge below you.
Is there stairwells on either side of this?
Yes, one side, the closest side, the north side, there is an absolutely manly grappling contest going on between Brad and this half orc Manst. On the opposite side, about 20, 30 feet away, is pretty much unoccupied so far.
Okay, I want to run over to that one.
All right, now it is difficult terrain as you can no longer run by any means. You basically have to shimmy your way across, grabbing onto windowsill from windowsill to slide yourself across. So even unless you dashed, you would not be able to make it the full distance down the stairs.
Okay, I'll dash over to it.
All right.
And I think casting light is a bonus action, right?
I do not believe so.
No? Okay, well then I'll just dash over there then.
All right, you dash over, and you are no longer directly above the open forge, at least, which gives you not necessarily very much in the relief of the heat, but you know that if the scaffolding gives away, that you're in no threat of falling. Garen, you see Owen shimmying towards the eastern side, trying to get away from underneath the scaffolding, and you see the grappling contest going on between Brad and this half orc, and you see Corporal Wolf just finishing off another man who comes tumbling down and falls into the open forge and begins to burn. The smell of burning flesh fills your nostrils in disgust. What do you do?
I use my cunning action to dash
Absolutely.
to the other side where Owen just went. And did you say there was somebody with a hot poker over there?
The hot poker guy has stabbed into Captain Private Wolf. He's just getting all kinds of promotions.
All kind of job changes.
Just call me Admiral.
So he's not like on the way there?
No, he is engaged on the opposite side. So he has just recently, his one kind of left hand is grabbed into the scaffolding, and you see him with the poker just overhand swing into Corporal Wolf's legs.
Okay.
Shoot the fucker!
So what I might do then is I might use shoot him and then do my dash to the stairs.
All right, go ahead and shoot.
Okay.
I don't think you have disadvantage
Do,
on attacks.
do I get disadvantage on attacks?
Nope.
Yes. Okay, so 12 plus 5.
That's a hit.
Okay, yeah, and 1d6 plus 3.
And you get your sneak attack.
Oh, sweet.
Your D6s.
Yeah, give me d6. 1d6 plus 2.
Your 2d6.
2d6 plus 3. 9.
9 damage?
12. 9.
12 damage. Do you want to kill this guy or
Yes.
knock him unconscious?
Knock him dead.
Knock him dead. He's not super dead.
Knock him dead. And then dash to the
Why do
stairs.
you shoot him?
right.
Shoot him in the chest, and he just kind of goes flying, loses his grip, and falls on the porch.
Yeah, his head bangs against the slanted railing, and then he too falls into the open forge as you hear the sound of sizzling flesh below.
And then I use my cunning action to go down the stairs.
Yep, and you shimmy off towards the east, getting clear of the open forge below. Brad Newberry, you are currently grappled with this half-orc man named Mance.
Okay, are our
And
legs hanging
he
off the edge of this
says
thing?
that there has been no circumstance where you're allowed here. What are you thinking? Do you know what the Baron's men will do to you?
What?
We are the Baron's men.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was supposed to care what you were saying. And I'm gonna fucking swing and kick him in the chest.
All right. Do so.
Because I don't like him anymore.
Kick his ass, Brad.
I'm coming at him like a fucking wild spider monkey. I guess that's an unarmed, not an improvised. Ooh, there's a 19 to hit.
19 to hits.
And as I'm kicking him in the chest, I'm trying to break his grip on the railing so that he continues to fall in the forge. That's a 4 damage.
4 damage. All right. And you want to all right, let's see if he hangs on. Yeah, he hangs on.
All right. As a bonus action. No. I don't even know if I want to do that. Yeah, I'm just gonna laugh right in his face and be like, you don't even know why you're fighting us.
I'm fighting you because you invaded our fucking refinery and started killing our men.
You guys rushed us. I just said hello.
You broke the window and screamed, "Who fucking goes here?" or something along the lines.
I just announced our fucking presence.
What kind of idiot kicks open the second-story window and starts killing people?
You ever think about how I got to the second story window? You didn't put any thought to this at all, did you?
More thought than you have.
That doesn't sound like it.
It's a shame you don't have vicious mockery. That would be great for you.
All right, what are you doing with your bonus action?
I'm not gonna re-grapple him.
All right,
If I could grapple him and bite him, but I can't, so there's no point.
So Brad Newberry, the other refinery man that has been on the first level, left to his own devices. You have momentarily forgot about his existence, but you are quickly reminded as you hear the sounds of mechanical metal on metal and the grinding of pulleys and cranks. And you look up and you see this burning hot, glowing crane come slamming towards you. Go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw as the last thing you hear is, "Don't worry, boss, I got you."
Is the orc making one too?
Oh, fuck yeah.
That's a 13.
That is a 13. Oh boy, that is not a success, but also not a success for Mance, the half-orc, boss man, as you both are suddenly this giant, basically like tractor-like crane comes slamming into you and scooping you both up and closing its hook on you. You hear him yell out, I think I got him. And
No, he didn't.
that is it for him. Corporal Wolf, make me a dexterity saving throw since you are on the crane and by no means, or you're on the scaffolding. And when this crane comes slamming into the scaffolding, it absolutely breaks it loose and it falls and begins to plummet. Your feet fall out from underneath you, and all that meets your below is open forge of glowing hot embers. Make me a dexterity saving throw.
16.
16. You last second kind of run across the scaffolding and jump and grab onto the windowsill. Your body slams hard into the hard stone, but nonetheless, you're grappling on and hanging as the scaffolding gives way. What do you do?
Let's see. How far am I from the ground?
You are about 25 feet from the ground, but the ground, just to assure you, is open forge.
Okay. Is the rope dangling from the window still?
You can pull yourself through the window, yes, if you wish to, and then climb on the outskirts of the building.
Actually, what I was hoping to do is grab the rope that's outside and pull it in, and then use it to like lower and swing myself away from the forge and onto the ground.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, you reach in and you pull. This is going to be probably a matter of dexterity, though, unless you can reason anything other than that.
No, it's very athletic. Holding my body weight and swinging myself, super athletic.
Seems kind of dexterous to me.
Yeah, that's super okay. 14.
14, yeah. You pull the rope in and you begin to shimmy yourself. And if you wish to, you can swing yourself off and come tumbling down. It's by no means a smooth landing because that's a lot you're doing. And you basically fall prone and then instantly pick yourself up, losing half of your movement. You have 15 feet of movement left.
Can I see the dude on the ground level?
Make a perception check at disadvantage.
9 plus 4, 13.
13. Yeah, across the room you see this shadowy figure operating some kind of mechanical crane system or pulleys. He's pulling on ropes and whatnot, and as he pulls one way, the crane slowly jerks itself up, and then he pulls another set of chains and it begins to swing itself up as he calls out, "Oi, boss, I think I got them!"
Let's see. Do I still have my action left, or is that gone?
No, that is definitely your action. You got a bonus action left.
I'll take a bonus action. I will bonus action healing word myself.
All right. You do so. Mance the half-orc, which is still grappled with you, Brad Newberry. You're now closed into the crane, and the crane has just recently been dipping into the forge all day long. It's glowing hot, and you hear you both crying out in pain as on the start of his turn, he takes 6 burning fire damage, getting singed by the glowing hot metal that this crane has been scooping into all day. And he is going to yell out, "Hey, you got me, you fucking idiot! Let me go! Let me go!" And he is going to try to grab his mace and swing it at your skull.
How big is this thing?
It is enough to encompass both of you.
And swing a fucking weapon?
Well, no, the crane is not swinging the weapon. He is swinging the weapon inside the burning hot crane.
Yeah. Is it basically like a backhoe? Like
yeah, that's basically like a backhoe. Yeah. And he rolls a 13 to hit on his first strike.
Just graze my armor, but bounce off, not really inflicting any damage at all.
And he swings again and rolls even worse.
Again, missing a D. To the left, out of the way.
Midna, you were still on the scaffolding, if I remember correctly, so you too have to make a dexterity saving throw. So you're going to start your turn by rolling a d20 and looking at your dexterity saving throw, which is a total of +2.
Who's doing that?
This is Midna.
Oh, sorry, I didn't. I was like, I didn't hear
No.
what you said.
No,
I
no
missed who it was for too, so don't feel bad.
Yeah, I said it rather quick, probably.
It's gonna be a 15.
15 is enough to also grab onto a windowsill as the scaffolding gives way. You are now also hanging on with your fingertips to the ledge of a windowsill. As you look down below, you just see the burning hot waves of the forge's embers billowing up from you. Sweat now just completely encompassing your brow. You're hanging on for dear life. What do you do?
Can you angle yourself like where you want to go when you use Featherfall?
You
a good
wouldn't
question.
know. You wouldn't know. Do you have Featherfall?
Sorry, do I have it?
Yeah, it's up to you. If you have Featherfall, this might be something that you could be interested in doing. But
I don't actually, but I also didn't actually. I think I still have an empty spell slot that I need to pick an extra spell anyways. So I mean, sorry, I'm just trying to find it and see how exactly that one works.
Featherfall is a reactionary thing that when you're falling, you basically begin to fall like a feather, moving much slowly through the air. If you have an open spell slot, then what
Yeah, could
I
I
will
just
say is that we're not going to just
flip through my spell
clearly
book?
rule that you have taken this spell out of convenience. But if you roll an Arcana check and roll higher than a DC, then we'll say that you have that prepared for the day since you technically have a slot. The DC is going to be pretty high though, because this is a pretty situational thing.
That's fair. Now should I re-roll or take whatever? Just
Yeah,
throw
you
it?
roll straight up. So basically, this is a gamble. And I'm gonna not lie to you that
Ooh,
the
and I
DC.
rolled an 18 plus 6, so I
All
think
right,
I'm
then
good.
we will say that missing spell slot that you have is indeed Featherfall, but now you have to lock that in for your spell prepared today. And Featherfall is a spell that you now know. You do cast it as you can no longer. You feel your index finger slip, and then your middle finger, your pinky finger, and then you know that you can't hold on any longer. As you let go, you cast forth the arcanic words. I believe it's probably verbal. Let me just double check. It is indeed verbal. And then you pull forth, focusing into your arcanic focus and cast Featherfall. And you begin to the gravity lifts from you and you begin to just sift through the air as gentle as a feather. Now you still have to either make me an acrobatics check or an arcana check to have power over this fall.
All right, I'm gonna go with an Arcana check because I have a +6 Arcana. So, and that's gonna be a 20.
20, yeah. So you basically calculate or factor in the gusts that the heat is obviously propelling to your direction, and you find this billowing plume of heat that kind of like filling up the parachute of an empty vessel. You plume yourself up and poof yourself over, slowly falling free into a cart of raw copper ore, not taking any
Wow.
damage.
Wow.
That is it for your turn, though, as Owen is now up.
Okay.
You navigated your way out of the scaffolding, so you don't have to worry about this.
Can I see down below to the ground level where the crane operator is?
You are on the ground level, I'm going to say, but if you want to try to spot anything in this billowing, smoky refinery, it's going to be a perception check at disadvantage.
Okay, my perception.
You can't have double disadvantage, right?
No, disadvantage is only a one-time thing.
Perception is +0, so I got a 9.
9. Yeah, you have no clue what is going on here, although you hear a lot of voices and
Lock the door.
sounds.
Okay. I just want to try to find out where the crane operator is and start moving towards him. I don't know.
Yes. So yeah, you're having a pretty hard time discerning where that guy is. So up to you. If you have a means of doing something other than that, then sure. But otherwise, you're just kind of looking around like, what the hell is going on?
So what would I see? Is it just totally smoky?
It is obviously the forge just narrowly behind you as the scaffolding gives away. And then just in front of you is a row of mining carts, all full with raw copper. And then as you look around, the room is just too smoky and you're having to hold your mouth and cough as you don't know how anyone can work in these conditions.
Okay, I'm gonna go towards the forge.
All right. You begin to head your way. And there's a forge on both sides of the track. So basically on the side of the track that you're on, your left side is the forge. But then as you look across the cart, there is 2 forges on each side of the track that runs across the entire forge. So this is a very hot thing. And you just basically begin to make your way down the center of the tracks then.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's all he would do. He's trying to find the crane, but he can't find it.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, the spotting things is going to be difficult. Garen, you're now up. You two are off. Don't have to worry about the forge. You went the same direction as Owen. As you see him, just his hands in front of him, coughing, trying to figure things out. He's bumping into a mining cart. What do you do?
Well, I do a perception check first off, and I already have disadvantage, so natural 20 and 17 plus 7.
Yeah, you spot the crane operator, and as Owen is heading to the center of this room, Forge is on both sides.
Oh, should I tell you what I'm specifically looking out for?
Yes.
I don't want anyone leaving and letting guards show up.
All right. Yeah, you do not see anybody leaving. You've killed the other 2 refinery men. One is operating the crane, and you already know that the other is grappled into the crane itself with Brad. So you do not see anyone leaving, but you do spot the crane operator in the opposite direction that Owen is going. He is basically in the northeast corner of this room.
Okay.
Brad heads down to the center, and basically to your right on the opposite direction is this guy sitting behind a panel of chains and pulleys trying to figure out how to operate this crane. And you hear the voice of Mance, the boss man, yelling out that he's stuck in the crane and to let him go. And you hear the crane operator mumbling to himself, let him go. Should I let him go? And he's trying to figure out what chain is to let him go.
I first out say, Owen, this way. Call up to Owen to come the direction, and then I start heading towards the one person. And I don't know, should I roll an intimidate and say you should let him go?
I don't know. What should you do?
I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I want to roll an attack on him.
All right. That is one way to stop him from doing whatever he's doing. Let me know what you roll.
Is there anybody? I didn't see anyone else in the room other than.
No, so there was 4 men and then the boss refinery man, but you've already dismantled 3 of the other men, and there's just the one grunt and then the boss.
Okay, is there a way for me to try to help? Who's in the crane again?
Stuck in the crane is Brad and the boss man Mance.
Is there a way for me to help Brad out of the crane?
From what you know right now, you don't really know. You just see a bunch of chains and pulleys that this man, also seemingly confused, is just kind of grappling at them, and you hear the crane slamming and booming around.
Okay, can I, yeah, let's just kill him at this point. He doesn't seem very useful. Gonna roll an attack on him. Hello?
Go ahead and attack.
Oh gosh. I just keep rolling ones. That was really bad. I rolled a 1.
Holy Toledo, you are the champion of ones.
I am. Oh,
I just feel bad at you for this point.
Yes,
So like
and I have disadvantage on most of my skill checks. So
you just miss, and it's embarrassing. But luckily, due to the smoke, only you have to deal with that embarrassment. That
yay!
even the guard himself was completely unaware that you swung at him.
Excellent. And can I use my I think I have a cunning action to hide, and I hide in the smoke, and you saw nothing.
Yeah, you just hide, and as you hide, you're like, yeah, at least I hid. But then the sinking shame sinks in that you realize he doesn't even know that you existed because your attack was so pitiful. So you just have that shame of knowing that you swung at this guy and he is none the wiser. All right, Brad, you are now up. You're stuck in this burning hot crane. You take a total of 3 burning damage for every turn you're stuck in this crane. You're just going to take fire damage.
So Brad will look at this half orc and I think you're being really stupid. I'm gonna kill you anyway.
I'm being stupid. You're the one that fucking broke in here instead of destroying the place.
How do you know I just didn't get stuck in the river and thrown in by the water thing?
It literally makes no sense at all. How the fuck could you get stuck in the fucking river and end up here?
Doesn't really matter, does it? And I'm gonna rush over to him and punch him in the face.
And by rush, you mean you're literally just being tumbled around in this Bumbaco-like crane of burning hot embers. And yeah, he is in your area no matter which way. You're just being swung around the room in this crane as the operator has no clue what he's doing. Go ahead and attack at him.
I still don't want to pull out any of my weapons. I'm just gonna throw another. Actually, can I smash his face against the hot fucking crane?
Yeah, you could try.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna hold his face right against the hottest ember that I can find on this whole metal crane that we're on.
Yep.
Is that counting as an improvised weapon if you're, using the crane and his head?
With the crane.
It seems pretty improvised to me.
Sweet. That's a 19 to hit with an improvised weapon.
That does.
And that's a 5 damage.
5 damage. All right. You grab onto his face as you're going back and forth and slam it. You see these 2 big protruding tusks of his half-orc form kind of protruding from his mouth, and you grind his left-hand side into the side of this burning hot crane, and you see that the flesh of his lip begins to just burn around his tusk and get stuck as he yells out in pain. Anything else?
I'm just going to grapple him.
All right, make a grapple check.
Oh, we'll do that. And basically, this time grappling him, I'm just gonna reach down and grab the other tusk, and that's the way I'm gonna grapple him.
All right.
So that's a 13.
He rolled an 11. You have him grappled.
Sweet.
All right, Brad, grappling him by the tusk. The crane operator is going to do one of 4 things. Let's roll a d4. He rolled a 1, to which he's like, "Boss, are you let you go? All right." And he pulls onto a chain. And make me a dexterity saving throw, Dan or Brad.
No problem.
And so is Mance.
18.
18 is a success on your end, and a fucking fail on Mance. As suddenly he pulls the chain. Only Garen sees this, and then suddenly the Bumbaco opens up over the open burning hot forge, and 2 shadowy figures plummet into the coals. I rolled pretty abysmally on the damage, so Mance takes 20 burning hot ember damage, and you take half in the form of 10 damage. I can't believe I rolled that low.
Ooh. So does that mean I just take that damage and then bounce off the embers?
No, you're definitely 110% still in the embers.
Oh.
Corporal Wolf, what do you do?
Great dexterity check there.
Good thing he had a dex check.
Can I see Brad? Can I rescue Brad?
You can definitely see poor Brad's billowing figure plummet into the burning open hot coals of the forge. I don't know if you can rescue him. Your creation and your creativity is the limit of your abilities right now.
All right. If I can, I'd like to run over to the edge of the forge and just try and pull him out.
All right. Interesting. He's pretty deep up in there. If you wish, you're probably gonna take some burning damage just to get close enough.
Good luck, Brad. I'll see you in the next life. I'll go ahead and run over and attack the crane operator.
All right. First you need to spot the crane operator, which is at disadvantage.
No, I saw him last round.
Oh, you seen him last round? Apologies. Then you know where he is.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna go kick his ass and
Kick his ass then. Kick his ass, Wolf.
All right, here we go. Great Weapon Master to hit.
What's up?
That's definitely not gonna hit.
Charlie with a capital C at 1120.
That's a 1.
A 1. A 1 is definitely not going to do it.
All right, so I will use my last War Priest ability to swing again with a much better 15.
15 definitely hits.
All right, so I will use a spell slot to cast Divine Favor into this one. Or Fervor. Favor, yeah. All right. That is super shitty. 6 plus 10, 16.
Still more than enough to kill or knock unconscious this man.
This one will be knocked unconscious.
All right, he is knocked unconscious. Mance, now up, is going to take burning hot coal damage on the start of his turn. He takes a total of... Is that enough to knock him out? Oh, he still somehow is fucking alive. This man is a badass as he picks himself up out of the burning hot coals. You see his flesh just literally being burned as he's existing, and he yells out in a war cry. You see that half of his face is now completely burned and melted around his tusks as he runs out of the coals and falls down to his fucking knees. Let me see actually if he does that before I get too far ahead of myself, because this guy he falls down to his knees in pain and agony. As Midna, you're now up. You're like literally in a cart of ore, and you come sliding out of the cart of ore down to the ground level. It's pretty hot where you are because there's a forge on one side and a forge on another, and the thing that you see is a half orc just literally rupturing out like a blurb of magma, and then he just starts stomping his way out of the coals and then falls down to his knees as you see that he is badly singed. Most of his clothing and armor is now burned. Most of his flesh is now burned, and he drops down to his knees. And what do you do?
Mercy
I've never
shot.
used shield before. If I was to cast it on myself, is that basically like would that count? Use up my entire turn, or
What spell is that? Sorry.
Shield.
Yeah,
I've
so
never
shield
used-
is only a reactionary thing. So if someone comes
right,
swinging at you and hits, then you would have the option to cast shield.
Okay.
So if I ever say somebody's attacking you and I say that I hit you, you can ask me what the roll is, and if I tell you the roll is so and so, you can decide to cast shield.
Okay. So am I in immediate danger of being hit by this thing right now? Or
No, he is
do
on
I-
his knees, wincing
Am
in
I-
pain.
Can I do an investigation check and take a look around the room and see if there's anywhere safer, like that we can move?
It would
to?
probably be a perception check in this situation, just because investigation is looking at like what is immediately in front of you and finally observing it, whereas perception check is looking around and seeing what you see.
Get Brad
Okay.
out of the fire.
Yeah, you can
Right.
also try to get Brad out of the fire if you have any spells or anything that can get Brad out of the fire. That would probably be beneficial to Brad. But if you don't have anything that can get Brad out of the fire, then that's
What
Brad's
about
own
Ray
problem.
of Frost? I don't know if that would get him out of the fire, but could I use that to counteract the fire and put out the fire?
It is a burning hot open forge of endless, basically heat. You doubt that a cantrip would be able to
I
negate.
feel like I might be able to lay down a path of cooler metal, though.
I mean, I feel like cantrips at level 2 are pretty limited in their ability.
I think I'm not talking about a big path, man. I'm just talking about like she chills a little
And
tiny.
she chills one stone of the entire burning hot forge that encompasses your body for sure. You can take 1 point of damage off of what's about to incur to you if she so chooses to cast Ray of Frost.
I don't know what to do to help Brad.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you can. I literally
Yeah,
don't know your
nearby.
spell list.
I don't know.
Well, I can very easily give it to you. If that would help. Sorry, I'm just kind of. How is he trapped right now?
He's not so much trapped as he's just been dumped into an open burning hot forge. So
How
like,
is
he's
he
not
even
trapped.
surviving that? Can I use Unseen Servant to help me pull him out?
Your unseen servant would instantly die the second it goes near the forge.
Okay. Fuck.
Kill the orc.
You honestly might not be able to help him. I'm not saying that you can.
Brad's a
I'm
man.
just
I'm gonna
saying.
try and magic missile on the orc then.
Yeah, you want to put him out of his misery? All right, then roll 3 d4s and add a 1 to each of the d4s.
All right, give me a second here. Ooh. All right, 4,
4, that's 5.
4,
That's 5.
3,
Yeah.
5.
So that's it. And do you want to kill him or do you want to knock him out?
Guys, what do you think?
Kill him.
All right, he's fucking dead.
All right, he is fucking dead. As you guys take no prisoners, or you take 1 prisoner, I guess.
One.
Well,
Let me
if
tell
think
you.
about it, we really shouldn't take any.
All right.
We'll question him and then we'll take care of it.
Combat is technically over, but Owen and Garen both have an action before Brad is up. If you guys have anything that you wish to do.
Is there a way? Is there like a chain nearby where I can try to like get it to him? I did roll high on the perception.
Yeah, you're the one also at the crane with Wolf, I believe. So you just see like 4 or 5 different chains of pulleys and whatnot in front of you. You have no clue how to operate this. But
Is there any other like chains nearby that I can like lasso him to try to pull him out?
no.
I don't even know if Owen knows that he's in the dump.
Yeah, you might honestly know. I mean, you probably know in the fact that he's
You're
probably
screaming?
screaming out in agony that he is being burned alive as each nanosecond passes
He's
by.
laughing like the Joker, like
Maybe-
Jack Nicholson's Joker.
Yeah, we'll see if he's laughing in a couple of seconds, motherfucker.
If I can successfully work the crane, would it actually be any help? In
You can make a straight up intelligence check. No proficiency, but just
straight up
intelligence. Yeah.
13 plus my intelligence plus 3, so
I
16.
hate to do that, but is this a disadvantage?
Yeah, so you could definitely discern what thing it would be to scoop him out of the immediate dangers that he's in, but then he would just be scooped into a burning hot crane. So
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. Trap him inside.
How many hit points do you have left?
Yeah. How many hit points does he have left?
Brad,
I
on a
have-
scale of 1 to whatever your hit points are, how good do you look?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm about 4, like a hard 4.
I don't think there's anything really I can do
Time to roll a new
really at
character.
all.
Just
All right.
drag him out.
I
Get
only
it
have
out.
50 points
Use
out of my
it.
original.
Garen, are you doing anything? Or
I don't
sorry,
think there's
Owen.
anything I can do.
Owen, are you doing anything?
I'm still trying to find the crane, so I go back towards where.
Yeah, you see Garen looking at a bunch of chains and pulleys like, I don't know what to do.
Okay. From there, can I see where the vat is for this
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you'd be the one who's helpful.
Can I like try to get over to it?
To the forge that yeah, we'll say yeah.
Okay. From there, he's just gonna be like, "Come on, come on!"
All right, Brad Newberry, go ahead and start your turn with 24 points of damage.
How did the friggin' half orc take 24 points of damage and stay alive?
That's a mystery that we will never know. But he took some points of damage and stayed alive, but then was instantly killed as Midna casts this flurry of magic missiles. You hear these like whistling sound as one arcanic missile launches out and then stabs through his back. He yells out in pain, and then several more just stab into him as he drops down to the ground, now dead. You rupture up from the burning hot coals as you watch your flesh and skin begin to melt. 24 points of damage. Are you still conscious?
Yeah, I can't even use my second wind, so no, I'm unconscious.
All right.
I'm actually at that point, I believe I would be completely obliterated.
Like die straight out?
Yeah,
what's
but
your max health?
my max health is 22.
No, so you're alive still then.
No.
Doesn't he still get a saving
Doesn't have to
throw or
be.
no?
So you have to go to 0 and then match your total hit points.
Yeah,
after
what's your
that.
current hit points before you take damage?
Wait,
Yep. I only had 6 hit points left.
6 hit points left. Minus
So no.
24 puts you at minus 18, so you're still technically alive.
All right.
Yeah.
But if they don't get you out, then you are 2,000,000% dead. As Corporal Wolf, Brad goes down. What the fuck do you do?
I throw a healing word at him.
Hang in there, pal! He yells out.
It's not that bad. You look fine. And he heals.
I think a few skin grafts won't fix.
Yeah. Oh shit. What does he heal? 2 plus. Yes, it does. 2 plus 2. You heal 4.
Brad, to your horror, you thought that the agony and burning and more pain than you thought you could ever endure was finally over. But then you hear the voice of Corporal Wolf call out, "Hang in there!" And you're brought back from the brink to
with enough time. I say, use the fucking crane.
We're gonna go in order now. Midnight, do you do anything?
Like just in general, or to? I mean, I don't have any healing.
You're just next in the initiative. I'm not saying you have anything that you can do, but if you want to do anything, now is your chance to do it.
Can I bonus action randomly pull on a rope or chain on the crane?
Your bonus action was spent doing healing word.
Can I use my action then to pull on the chain for the
crane? You want to pull on a random chain?
Just fucking pull one. I'll save you, buddy.
All right. Just so we are aware, Owen and Garen, you see Wolf about to pull the chain. Do you guys do anything?
I had my intelligence was high enough to figure out something. Can I give him assistance at all in that?
You were enough to figure out that the first chain is to close the clamp, and then the other 2 were directionary pulls.
It's one of the ones on the either the center or the right.
So I got a 50-50 shot. So 1 and 2 is the first one. 3 and 4 is the second one. Second one.
All right. So you clamp down on Brad Newberry.
Smash me more into the forge.
Owen, do you do anything as you see the hook of the Bumbaco close onto Brad Newberry?
Pull him out!
Is it close enough for as it's coming down and closing? Can I jump onto the crane claw?
I mean, that would definitely be an acrobatics check. In terms of what's your acrobatics?
Acrobatics is +2.
Yeah, you reckon that would be at least a challenging jump for you.
Do it, kid! Jump into the fire! Save Brad!
If So what I would be thinking is if I do that, as it's coming down, could I grab Brad and use the magic spell jump to pull him out and try to jump off
So
and pull him out?
Brad is unfortunately stuck in the Bumbaco scoop.
So he's in the crane already.
He's up in it, and mechanically he needs to make a strength check to pry himself out. And to make it worse, Wolf has just literally like slammed it and chomped it down on him, and then like picked it up. So like he's not even out of the woodworks yet. He is still going to take damage on the start of his turn. So being a smart individual, you know that Brad's only hope is to get the crane out of the forge and then dumping it into the center where the forge is not.
So I'm just gonna hang tight.
Gonna hang tight. Garen, what do you do?
Okay, so the first one I discovered was to open and close the mouth, right?
Yes, which has now been closed.
So he pulled one chain and the crane went down, right?
Yeah, no, it closed on top of him.
Wait,
So it bit him and
Yeah, it chomped him.
so it went down and bit.
Yes.
Okay, did he pull the center or the?
He pulled the far left.
Okay, I pulled a. Wait. You said I said. Wait. You said the left was open and closed the mouth, right?
Yes.
And then he pulled the left.
What did you tell him to pull?
I said not the left, and he rolled a 50-50, and I don't know which one he pulled. He pulled the right, and that went down.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll say that then. Sorry.
That went down, and he closed the mouth on the left, right? Because you said it pumped him. Okay, I pulled the center one. Wait. Which should move it left and right.
All right. Just give me a d20 roll.
Oh, just a
make it roll.
It's a 3.
It's a 3. You begin to pull chains and
No, I had the mechanics somewhat figured out.
you think you did, but the mechanics that you yelled out towards the mechanics that I have drawn out before me definitely aren't matching. So there was some loss of communication as you indeed pull the hook back out of the pit and then swing it forth, but it's not closing now, to which Brad is stuck inside and he's going to take less damage. You take 4 points of damage, Brad. Does that knock you unconscious? Yeah. Brad's back to being unconscious, but he's no longer in the forge as Corporal Wolf. The hook is now drawn to the center of the room where there is no forge, and you're just yelling at like Garen, like, open the fucking hook, open the hook, and she's like pulling every chain that she can basically see, and the hook is not opening, which basically leads to one more hook being able to be pulled. I'm going to say that you reach forth and you grab it and you pull it, and Brad falls out. What do you do?
I said, don't fucking die! And I use my last spell slot to cast Healing Word again.
All right, Brad, you are luckily brought back to whatever he heals you by.
Enjoy your 6.
I love you all. Thank you.
To which point, I have to go to the bathroom so bad that it is not even funny. So we're going to take a 5-minute break, everybody, and take.
Wait, actually, Minna had to run the little girls' room anyways.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's take a quick 4 to 5 minute break, and then we'll meet back up here in a couple seconds and continue forth. All right. Cheers, everybody.
Brad, go piss in the forge.
I'm gonna have a great time playing like horribly burned, but no, I just walked into a door.
So
you have no hair left. You are mangled and like you are the Hound at this point.
Fuck yeah. The Hound looks good when you're standing beside me.
Owen has a healer's kit, so he'd be like trying to like frantically pull out bandages and figure out what to bandage on you when you're all
like, horribly in pain and scarred and just looking at you all with like love and admiration, like, I'm still here.
Have you seen We Were Soldiers?
Who?
Have you seen the movie We Were Soldiers?
Oh my god, yeah.
When it's like the napalm like burns the soldier and like the skin pulls off.
Oh yeah, they pull it off his ankles.
Yeah, I feel like that would be like what happened to you. Almost.
Yes. But like I'm healing wordsing it back on, but it's like just putting it back on with duct tape and mud. Just rub some dirt in it, you're fine.
I'll fuck it off. Oh,
Magic dirt.
Oh my goodness! I'm so surprised you're
just a
not.
flesh wound.
All
Are
right.
we gonna just like burn the forge down, or what's gonna happen?
I mean, we've already murdered several innocent people.
I'm gonna have to say, I hope there's something here.
Yeah,
There's
seriously.
nothing. We just murder hoboed this
It was-
entire place.
They attacked
There was
us.
absolutely
We
no
actually
reason.
have a way out because we can
You know
just be
what?
like,
Even any evidence that we
they
find,
attacked us.
because we murdered everyone, I don't think we would even be able to bring any forth any evidence that we
It
actually.
was self-defense.
I mean, it's not murder if there's no bodies.
Yeah, the forge act as like a cremation. To
Yes.
Yes,
Fuck yes.
At the end of this,
but I'm gonna vouch for that. That happens.
Owen's alignment started out as lawful good, and after the first session, he went to neutral. He's gonna become lawful evil.
Oh, you're not lawful anymore, man. You're chaotic for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm chaotic evil. That was my original starting. Like,
chaotic.
fuck them all.
All right, I'm back.
All right.
Unlucky you.
Back
I think
in saddle again.
Ben is still gone.
All right. I have no spells. I have no.
Chris, we're gonna call self-defense on the.
You guys literally strolled into that fucking refinery and started murdering with.
They
no
attacked
idea.
us. They attacked us.
No, we discussed it as a group minus Minda. We're definitely throwing their bodies in the forge.
Yeah. I mean, what else?
But we have one live guy, so we're going to talk to him first. And then
Before
we're
we
going to throw him into the forge.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Can I don't know. We need to find some evidence in here. Otherwise, we just like murdered everyone for no reason.
There's got to be an office.
Yeah.
So, it's self-defense. We came for a visit. They attacked us.
And let me tell you, this scenario could have went a very many of different ways for you, but you guys have definitely chose an interesting way.
The dark. Yeah, little did we know, they were all innocents who were slaves stuck there and had no choice to be there.
Well,
And
they were all
if-
locked inside, so.
Yeah, and if we had just tried to talk to them and help them, they would have totally been on our sides, and we would have had extra allies for the final fight. But no, they're dead now.
I think
I
that-
tried to talk the whole time. I mean,
They're
you know.
dead. All the
DE dead.
Yeah, they were coming up with hammers by the time I got in there, poking people with burning. Yeah.
Yeah, my ass still hurts.
Owen's hands are clean.
Yeah, your ass hurts, and you're throwing the remains of their body into a burning, never-ending abyss of suffering. So I
Yeah.
guess you guys come out on top.
I've got one guy alive. I kind of just want to question him and see what he knows.
All right. So-
Is there any other rooms that I can spot while he's going to do the questioning if we haven't thrown the bodies in the forge already?
Yeah, so I'm going to say the guy that you have left is unconscious. As you look around the room, you do indeed see that there is another office in this refinery.
So while they go search, I'm gonna wake him
Yeah.
back up and interrogate him.
It is
I'm gonna cry.
definitely locked.
Okay.
Kick it down.
Okay.
Owen's gonna cast chromatic orb at the lock.
I mean, that's one way of dealing with it.
Fuck your lock.
Yeah,
This is called Mage Key.
Yeah, roll.
So yeah, what do you guys want to do? What do you want to address first? Do you want to try to pick the lock? Do you want to try to blast the lock? Do you want to talk to the
I
prisoner?
think at this point the building is going to be like burned down to the ground or something. But I don't know. Are we burning the building?
Whoa. Calm down, Satan. This is a major source of industry for these people. We don't need to burn it down. We just need to get rid of these bodies.
When the chromatic orb the lock, I mean.
Is someone stopping me?
No, he can chromatic orb the lock, but we need the building needs to stay intact.
Okay, well.
So far, 2 of the 4 or 5 refinery men actually fell into the forge themselves. One unconscious man is the refinery worker, and then another dead is the boss Mance. And then you know that there is a locked back office.
I think I want to pick it.
Check the body for Mance first.
Oh.
Pockets are being rifled. Yes.
Do you want to make it?
And the person we killed too, the boss guy.
Do you want to make a investigation check then?
Owen's gonna wait at the door, trying to breathe.
If I investigate, am I at disadvantage again?
Yep.
Yeah. Technically, you're at disadvantage on ability checks until you get a long rest.
Can I investigate?
Yeah, anyone who wants to investigate can investigate the 2 bodies that aren't burnt.
Okay.
All right. And sorry, what's the modifier on that?
Investigate too.
Sorry, what's the
7?
modifier on investigation?
For you, it's actually a +6. Midna.
Great. All right, so that's going to be 21.
21. And what did Garen roll?
7.
7. And what did anybody else roll? Who's rolling?
I'll rifle through unconscious guys' pockets.
Yeah, so you find about 40 gold worth of coins on this boss man. And Midna, as you are rifling through, you see on the chest of the half orc a tattoo.
What's the tattoo?
Do I know, like, is it something magical? Can I figure it out? Like, is it something like I would have knowledge of? Is it
As you rip away the buttons on his shirt, you see that across his chest is the tattoo of a scale. And on one side of the scale, what's that?
Do I see it as he's ripping the shirt? She's ripping the shirt open because I'm right next to her.
I imagine you would. And on one side of the scale is several coins, and on the other side of the scale is a clenched fist. And the scales both seem to be balanced.
Do I know what this symbol is from, or is there?
You can make me a history check.
It's a deity.
Sorry, what's the modifier on that?
History check for you, Midna, is +4.
15.
15. You do not recognize this.
Can I start swearing?
Absolutely.
I start swearing and say, "This town is screwed. I shouldn't have come here. This was a bad idea. This is not where I wanted to be. Oh dear God, I don't want to die."
Did you find the key over there?
No key, but you do find 40 gold worth of coins on the man.
Corporal, can you kick open this door? I kind of don't want to use my magic on it.
Brad, can you kick open the door for him? I'm trying to wake this guy up.
Brad's currently
Brad's
in
all
a
kind of
position, crying with his skin melting off.
Okay.
Can I use Unseen Servant to open the door for us, so that way none of us have to go up and touch it?
I mean, you still need a way to open the door. It's locked on one side.
Oh, right. Fuck, can we just blast it open?
Definitely can try.
I'm gonna just do that. It's taking more time, and Owen feels like he's suffocating.
Yeah, can I just try and firebolt it and see if that's enough damage to hit it open?
Yeah, you can basically you still have to roll, and in order the door would have an AC and HP that you would have to overcome.
Okay. Sorry, so what do I just roll a d20 first?
Yeah, +6.
17?
Yeah, that definitely hurts the door.
Alright. Should we open it, or like are we
you would roll a D8 or a D10 damage.
Okay. 8.
And basically, out of game, the door has a damage threshold, and as you send your firebolt into it, it seems to have virtually no effect on it.
Okay, I'm gonna step back and I'm gonna chromatic orb it, generating a giant pulsing lightning bolt, and then I just blast the door.
All right, roll the hit.
That's a 16.
That does hit the door.
Then that is 3d8 damage, I believe.
Yep.
I love that he has to roll to hit on the door.
So
Yeah,
that
right?
does 11 damage.
Must be a magical door if it's got its own AC.
Does how much damage?
11 damage.
11 damage. Yeah, you slam into it's a metal reinforced door, so you do hit it for 11 damage. It overcomes its threshold, but you've just barely began. What kind of chromatic orb do you cast on it?
That was a lightning.
It was a lightning. Yeah, like you singe it, but there it still stands.
Okay, I give up.
Can I try to? There was no key on.
There was no key on Mance, and there was no key on the other guy.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
trying to think back when we were listening on the door. I'm trying to remember if it was this guy who I heard talking.
You only heard mumbling, and you could barely make it out, so you have literally no clue.
Okay.
So basically, if you spend enough time, you'll eventually be able to force the door open. I'm not going to say that the door is impenetrable, but it might just take longer than you anticipate.
Yeah.
Or you can try to pick it.
I'm gonna try to pick the lock.
Yeah. And now that it's been lightning bolt, maybe you'll have a better opportunity, but it's still a disadvantage for you because it's an ability check.
Do I learn anything from waking up the unconscious guy?
Yeah, how do you wake him up?
Actually, I wanna actually after seeing the tattoo, I wanna go over to the other guy. To the other guy.
What do you do? What do you do? He's unconscious.
I go to the unconscious guy. I'm not gonna do with the door. Yeah. I want to talk to the unconscious guy too. So if it's my turn.
Yeah,
I'll just shake him awake.
You shake him away. He, what's going on?
So I'm gonna make it very clear and simple for you. You're going to die, but you have a choice.
No, please don't kill me. I have a family.
Heard it before. So you have a choice. You can either go quickly by the sword, or very slowly in that forge over there.
He looks over to the forge where he sees a bunch of burning bodies, and you see tears begin to stream down his cheeks, and he says, "No, please don't. No, please don't."
Okay, I'm just gonna throw you in now then.
Wait, no.
And I start just wait. I start dragging him over to the fire.
I pause you. Who did your boss? I'm like visibly shaken. Who did your boss talk to?
I'm just slowly dragging him towards the fire.
Dragging him towards the fire. Fucking Garen following behind. Who did your boss? Who did your boss
talk to?
You see that the guy's hair begins to start like singeing as he gets closer and closer to the forge.
He's part of a cult.
And what do you mean cult? No, I'm not part of anything. I'm just a refinery worker. Please. I answered to Mance. Mance is he's the boss.
Who did Mance answer to? Who was he talking to?
Bryce. Chamberlain Bryce.
Maybe we shouldn't burn him alive yet. Maybe.
Please don't. I have a family. I have kids. I'm just a refinery worker.
Was there anything
I'll stop. I'll stop going towards. As he starts talking, I'll stop going towards the forge.
Else your boss was talking to other than Bryce?
What was the question again? Sorry.
Was there anybody else your boss was talking to other than Bryce?
Just Bryce. He came here every single day. Bryce, at the end of the night, every day he would come here and he would go to the back office. That's all I know. I'm just a simple refinery man. I would scoop the fucking core, the ore into the crane. That's all I would do.
Do you know if Bryce has been here tonight?
Yeah, he's been here every night.
So he already came?
Came and gone. Yes, we were just about to close up before you fucking guys came barging in and started murdering everything.
Okay.
How do we get in the door?
Only Bryce had the key. It's his private office.
How do we get into his office and get the key?
With the fucking key. Get the key. I'm just literally a man who comes and tries to earn a modest wage to feed his fucking family, and you're threatening to burn me alive. Please don't burn me alive. Please.
Jeez, I'm starting to feel a little guilty here, guys.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Come to talk
Come
to
talk
you
with you
again.
again. Yep. I'm gonna roll an insight check just to see if he's being straight up with us.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nat 20.
20.
Now the time I don't really need it, but sure, I'll take it.
So moral of the story, this guy knows deep down that what he was doing, like he can look at you and he knows that he's fucked up, but you also know that he's being honest to you.
It's his
Okay.
boss.
All
Like
right.
this guy is just a guy that was a refinery worker, and he was put in an awkward position where like he just says like, I'm sorry, I know things weren't right around here and that things were going on, but I just didn't ask questions. I just was trying to get an honest wage.
I mean, really, he's not really the problem, right? He's just
No, it was his boss.
Who you killed?
Yeah, who we killed.
All right. So, I'll take him right up to the edge of the forge, and like kicking and screaming. It doesn't matter what he's doing. I'll drag him all the way, and
He's definitely begging, and he starts naming off his children. Little Bernice and Tilda and my wife Wilfred.
And with my nat 20, I could tell he's being truthful about all of this.
Yeah, he definitely is a family man trying to fucking earn an honest wage, and
So,
he just poses a really shitty job.
I'll grab him by the back of the neck and I'll point out Mance, and I go, if you tell anybody about what happened here tonight, that's what you'll be. And I shove him out of the way.
He begins to cry as you throw him down to the dirt. His head bunks into a crate, and he just looks up to you, tears in his eyes, and says, "What do I say then?"
I don't think we should let him go yet. I think we should.
Oh no, I'm not letting him go. You'll see.
Okay.
You'll tell them that bandits came and they took you all by surprise, and for some reason you're the only one that survived, and I will boot him to the face.
Yeah, and you can knock if you're going to knock him unconscious, you do so. He's at like 1 HP.
Yep.
All right.
Unconscious. I think we're good with him. I don't think we have to worry about him. Oh.
With Mance dead, we need to get into that office.
That office.
He just grabs in a field position, trying to just like, he's just groaning in pain as his flesh is so burned. And
I'll set Brad down and I'll be like, why don't you take a short rest and recover, and I'll work on this door.
Instantly passes out.
I definitely want to try to do the door now at this point, even with disadvantage.
All right, it's definitely been weakened by the chromatic orb. I don't want to say the chromatic orb did anything. It lowered the DC, but you're the only one that can pick it, and you're at disadvantage.
Yeah.
So go ahead and do so.
Is anybody else going to try to kick it down before I try to pick it?
I'm gonna let you try and pick it, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Okay, so 10.
10.
Oh, wait, no, sorry. 12.
12. Unfortunately, you are just so shy of the.
I'm probably pretty, right now my heart rate is up and I'm kind of in fear for my life.
Yep. And you're starting to question, like, did you just literally
coming here?
Yeah, did you just murder honest men who were trying to earn a wage for their family and didn't know what they were getting themselves into? And that's when you hear the snap of your thieves' tools as you're going to need to purchase a new set of picks.
Yeah. Okay. Kick it down.
All right.
What's your dexterity modifier, actually?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Dexterity modifier is +3.
+3, so yeah, your dexterity, your thieves' tools breaks. It's going to either need to be repaired or purchase a new one.
Huh. Wonder what my dexterity has to do with it.
All right, so
I think-
before I try and kick it down, I'm gonna see if I can just like brute force the lock. I'll shove my sword against the keyhole, and then just try and hammer it in.
Make an athletics.
All right, come on, athletics. Not great. 15.
15. Moral of the story is it takes you over an hour to break into this room, but eventually you're able to break into the room. You finally push your way through and you see an old desk, a table, 4 chairs, and an old cabinet. As you look through, you begin to see that the cabinets and desks are filled with shipping manifests, billings of basically what is going where and when, and all the related process to the ore, refining it, and then shipping the azurite out.
I'm looking for a specific name or a specific symbol that you are aware of, Mr.
Yeah.
DM. As I'm looking through the papers, do I find anything related to said?
Anyone that wants to give a finer comb over this information that thinks that they would reasonably able to do so can give me an investigation check. So
I
basically, if you're like proficient in investigation or something, or you think that you would have a reason to investigate, then you can do so.
I roll a 10.
10.
Yeah.
You do not
19.
see what you're looking for personally. You do not see.
Does anybody see? And I ask if anybody sees any mark of the tattoo that they saw that was on the chest.
Let's see what everybody
I
else rolled.
definitely did. I rolled 19, and I did find the tattoo earlier. No, yes.
You saw the tattoo, but
So yeah, as you with a 19, you don't see anything about the tattoo or anything connecting it. As she asked that, it seems weird that she's asking about the guy's tattoo. You just thought that was just a weird tattoo piece he had on his chest. But the thing that you do find weird, Midna, is that every single shipment as it comes in, the copper ore comes in plentiful, and then the azurite is made and it's sent out down the Oriana River. It's sent out all these different ways, and that makes sense to you. But the one thing that you can't make sense is that every single time, and all of these shipments only seem to be tracked for the last 6 months, which is apparently when things started to get weird. But even weirder, for the last 6 months, incrementally getting larger, a small shipment of azurite has been shipped back towards the mine.
Interesting. So it seems to me my best guess would be that somebody is taking a cut for themselves. What do you guys think?
Yeah, and she points out on the Rex, and you guys all see it, that yes, every time there's a shipment that's been sent out for the last 6 months, for some reason, azurite has been being sent back to the Copper Hill mines. And the order has
to the refinery.
To the mines. So not the refinery, to the mines, which is on the outlands of this area. The mines, are like about a day's or a couple days journey.
We need to go see the mines.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right about that. I don't know. What do you think, guys? Is there anything else here that we should do, or anything else we can find?
Anyone want to see if there's anything magical in this room?
I mean, can I do an Arcana check, or?
You would definitely need to do a detect magic if you wanted to detect magic.
Oh, you know what? Never mind. I can do that.
spell.
I forgot.
I have a question. Do I know of any color association with any particular group that I know of from my past history?
Say again, sorry?
I'm wondering if red is associated with the past group that I dealt with in my past.
Not to your knowledge, no.
Okay.
I mean, your knowledge is pretty limited, right? But
Yeah.
you're not
I want to
connecting any
use
dots.
detect magic before we leave here.
Yeah, and you cast detect magic. Do you want to cast it as a ritual, which takes 10 minutes, or do you want to cast it instantly with a spell slot?
I'll do it as a ritual.
You take 10 minutes, and nothing seems to be magical about this room.
Owen's looking really pale and really ashen in the back. And he says, "Can we go now?"
Maybe we should buy some potions when we go back to town.
I don't know if we should go back to town at this point. I don't know. I'm pretty.
I think
yeah.
we're fine. We can totally go back. We're covered here. We don't have to worry about it.
Owen tosses his dagger into the furnace and like, yeah, no one's gonna know anything now.
Did you throw the body in the furnace?
No, but Owen stabbed the unconscious guy.
Oh shit.
So
He did it in the side panel if you. Well, we were
Ah,
talking.
yep.
we can't have any witnesses.
Gosh damn, you dark son. I'm not even gonna like bother to notice or look for the guy. I wasn't concerned about him.
All right. So what do you guys do then? Do you guys head back to the Baron's Keep?
Well,
May I please have a hand?
Sure, I guess
Like,
we're all
somebody
supposed to
help
be
me.
reporting for work in the morning.
Yeah, Owen would.
Yeah, you guys literally do need to work in a couple hours.
yeah.
And you haven't met up with now that you realize it, you haven't met up with Tavares tonight, which was you're supposed to meet up every night with Tavares at nighttime and give him a report.
Yeah, let's head to Zan's and deliver our report.
You suspect that by now it would probably be too late by the time you get back there.
Ah.
Are we all supposed to be delivering a report, or
Not
just-
all of you, but he basically told you that if there's something to report, he'll meet up at Zan's around midnight for you to report back to him, and it's much past midnight now.
Okay. But there was really nothing to report anyway, so.
Yeah, not until now, but
Well, even then, tomorrow we should go look at the mine, but I don't think they have anything to tell him yet.
I think that if we go tomorrow, it's going to be.
Oh yeah, stuff's gonna go down tomorrow when we find.
Yeah, I don't know if we should even wait till tomorrow is the thing, because after seeing what happened at the refinery, they're gonna want to bunker down the mine.
is everyone healthy enough to continue on?
I think we should go straight towards the mine.
Nope. Wolf votes for a hard pass and a good night's sleep.
Also, you don't even really know where the mines are. So if you want it, like, you know that basically as you were coming into this area, there was like mountainous hills, and the hills themselves, or the mountains themselves, were like basically towering hillscapes. But the entire area is kind of this mountainous range that's called the Copper Hills. You don't really know per se where the copper mines are. Like, you can definitely head out into the wild terrain and see what happens, and maybe if someone is proficient in doing so can track down stuff, but you don't really have a whole lot to go off of right now. Thinking about where the mines themselves were is not something that is really knowledge to anybody.
I mean, should we?
So
go
you
back to
suspect
work
that
in the morning and try and get more info from the keep, or like people in the keep? Could
I
figure
say
out how to
we-
get to the
obvious
mines?
about it.
We could just lay low for a couple days, just do our jobs.
If we
We'll
wait
report-
a couple days, it's definitely going to be bunkered down. But yeah, we probably should just stay bunkered down.
We can
The
just
whole
let it
reason
blow
that I
over.
killed the guy was so that we don't have an actual shot at like going undiscovered from here.
Except for
Because-
Brad, who looks rather singed.
You need to go to the bar and get into a fight tonight.
Brad, you're like barely clinging to life as you're just like singed and burned and like literally clinging on to existence. And you hear Owen, this little librarian / wizard stores worker say that you need to go get into a fight tonight. What do you do?
What'd they say about my mama?
They said she was fat, dumb, and ugly.
The fuck, kill them all. Let's go.
All right.
Okay, so I think I would sneak into the castle and go to sleep at that point because I am dead tired.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys don't need to sneak if you don't want to. Like, you can basically like say that you were out like drinking or whatever, or having a bad time. And no one really, if you're a worker at the Baron's Keep and you have a way to address so, which everyone kind of recognizes you now, you
Yeah.
make your way in and you sleep. But you are definitely expected to work early the very next morning and
Yeah.
another couple hours. This is a Constitution saving throw for everybody again to see if they get a good night's sleep.
Do I take it at disadvantage or no?
No,
Please say
you're fine.
Saving throws, you don't. Not yet.
Can I get mine? at
I'm
disadvantage
sorry, what's the
for the-
modifier on this again?
Your modifier, Midna, is your Constitution, which is a total of +3.
Alright.
Just because I was burned brutally, I'm going to actually give myself disadvantage, which is still a fucking 17. So
You're
I
good.
guess I got a good night's sleep. Oddly enough, that I can barely move without excruciating pain.
Yeah, he passed out. So you got a good night's sleep.
16. Did anyone roll lower than a 10?
Nope.
Owen got a 7.
Evan, Owen got a 7. Owen, you now take your first point of exhaustion.
Wait, do
Anyone?
my point of exhaustion go away?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
And everyone gets a long rest, although Owen is particularly exhausted, as the way I manage or I imagine this manifesting is your sleep is kept from you as you're like kept up in the middle of the night wondering if like you just literally murdered innocent individuals.
Yes, he's guilt ridden and doesn't, even though he's exhausted, doesn't sleep a wink.
You wake up, Owen, at the crack of dawn, fearing as you hear the sound of alarm. Apparently, something is going on, and you're brought to the common room where usually the debriefing is given and basically everyone's duties are given out. And apparently, there has been a very tragic accident at the Brick, the refinery. Apparently, in the middle of the night, bandits snuck in and killed almost every single person, yet stole nothing. They broke in and they literally did nothing but kill.
It's murderous.
Or
The guards, you guys, Wolf and Brad are stationed at the refinery. Double duty has been positioned there now, and you are stationed there with the blazing hot, noxious smoke all day long. And that's going to be another Constitution saving throw for the both of yous.
It's so hot. It hurts all of my burns.
13.
oh, we should have concealment in there. It's maybe not as noticeable.
18.
18. You guys are good, luckily. And then nighttime comes, and besides like a scare that like why are bandits randomly fucking murdering the refinery man and not stealing anything, no one seems to be able to make sense of it, and rumors are flying all around the place that like this has just been a stage by the Baron to cause more fear, because instantly within the day more outsiders were hired on, not local men, but people who are not from around this area were hired back to the refinery. And nighttime comes, and you're expected to do what do you guys do as nighttime comes?
I want to start researching or investigating the Baron versus Baroness relationship a little bit more. So I would try to go around and create conversation about that.
Okay.
I also leave a note with Braxton, Travar, the keeper, that there's no information to give tonight, and I want to know if he heard anything about what's going on at the keep. Do we need to investigate that? What happened?
At the keep, sorry?
Or not at the keep, at the brick.
At the brick, yeah.
Yeah.
He apparently the last remaining refinery man, his statement was that bandits just came and killed everyone except him.
Wait, is that the guy that I killed?
That is the guy that Wolf left alive.
I killed
Well,
him.
no, but he killed him.
Oh, you killed him? I thought you. Then interesting. I didn't know that you killed him.
Well, bandits, and there was nobody left alive.
So then, sorry. Retconning then, knowing that. Even more interestingly to your guys, that changes dramatically, because that would change how they did. And apparently, as you guys wake up in the morning, there has been a tragic accident at the refinery, where all of the individuals that work there were tragically killed under a mishap.
Oh yeah.
And newly
It happened.
hired were outsiders. So sorry, I didn't realize you killed them. But
Sorry,
in that
they did it
case,
in the
if you
comments.
left
He did
no
it in the
survivors,
comments while we were talking, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you see that.
sorry, say again.
In the comments when we were in the office, he killed the other guy.
Yeah, I must have missed that. Apologies. But yeah, if you guys go with killing all the survivors, then what you hear the next morning is that there was a tragic accident at the brick, and there is nobody left remaining there. The building is lucky to be alive. Apparently, Chamberlain Bryce, when he arrived in the morning for his rounds, realized that everybody was tragically fallen dead due to like an explosion in the factory, and due to Bryce, he saved the day, and at least there's still a refinery. There is a day of remorse. You guys are actually let on light duties.
Oh, okay. Light
Mhm.
duties.
A shorter shift so that everyone has time to mourn the loss of workers of the refinery.
Couldn't handle the heat.
So that's probably even more nerve-wracking to you guys that they would just cover that up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's still better for us. Okay, but I do want to know, so I would ask questions about what happened at the refinery. What was this thing that happened when we do the next report in? Because we have no idea what happened.
You're asking Tavares?
Yeah, if he would know. And other than that, we have no information.
Yeah, and he is like equally as shocked as you. He was hoping that you guys would know. He was hoping that was some kind of lead. And if you guys don't give him any information from the refinery, and you just basically say that you don't know what's going on,
well,
then
I don't know. Does anybody else disagree with that?
No.
Why are we not telling him?
Because we straight up
About-
murdered all those guys.
We didn't
murder,
find-
hobo,
We
guilt.
did it really discreet though. It was very
I
discreet.
mean-
He'd appreciate that.
You don't have to tell him we murdered them. You could just tell him you snuck in and found this information. You're a stealthy rogue. You should believe it.
No one doesn't want any connection
Oh
to
gosh.
him. Other than mine.
So the only thing. I'm trying to figure out what I should tell him.
So then-
I might sit down and have a chat with you guys then
Tavares,
outside.
basically, if you guys don't know what's going on, he would say, so obviously you're following Bryce along. Have you had any leads of his what he does in a day?
You know, when we were following Bryce, we followed him not last night, but the night before. We followed him to the refinery, and he was talking with an orc, and my fellow companion.
You mean Mance then? Probably the
Yes, I
the
heard he tragically passed away.
yes. Apparently something very tragic happened.
Yes, but that orc, we think that he has connections. Can I back up real quick before we meet up with him then and talk with my fellow companions?
Yeah, go ahead and talk to your fellow companions.
Okay, so I'm going to tell them a little bit about my background. That I was I was part of a bad organization at one point, and I was hired for a job with very little information, and I successfully completed the job as my skill obviously would, but they tried to kill me afterward. And it was these guys, the orc, his tattoo, and they probably have ties here because it's the ceaseless. Their symbol is the scales and the hand, and if I didn't get away, I would be dead too.
And then all of you in some form or another would have heard of the group The Ceaseless, but the equivalent is like mumbling words of the Illuminati in today's modern age. Like the Ceaseless is apparently this sacred thieves group which is capable of infiltrating or stealing from any government or organization, and most of you modern day, like not roguish people, would believe that it's outlandish and absolutely foolish. And as she's like, yeah, the Ceaseless, the tattoo of the ceaseless, all of you would probably think that she's being absolutely ridiculous. It'd basically be being like, yeah, that guy was part of the Illuminati and he did it.
I'll roll insight to see if I feel like she's being truthful.
Go ahead.
8.
So yeah, do with that number what you will.
I mean, yeah, so it's a low roll, so I would believe her.
Can I do an insight as well?
Go ahead.
16.
16. So up to you. High insight. Maybe we'll roll that like you think that she's being a
You
paranoid.
think I'm crazy, don't you? You do. You do. Where's my notebook? Where's my notebook?
I mean, I feel like if I roll,
It's them. These guys. It's them. It's them.
She does show you a picture of her
terrified,
notebook, which
so-
matches her matches the tattoo.
Owen doesn't really think it's real, but he doesn't really care. He's just like, I don't think you should tell anyone what happened there. Not until we find out what Bryce is doing.
Well, he's siphoning off Azurite. We know that, and sending it back to the mine.
It's their base, probably. I think.
But
their
why
base
would he
is
be
in the
doing
mine.
that? What's the point of sending Azurite to the mine? What would they use it for there? Where
Well,
are they
that's the
getting
next
it?
step.
I think it's demonic magic still.
I don't believe that crap.
All right, youngin. It's not always demons. Calm down.
It's the only explanation for why everyone changed so quickly. They made a pact with some devil.
So then, as you guys are discussing this, unless you guys have anything else to say, we're going to flash forward to Tavares and Garen meeting, and Garen is still asking the same question, like, what have you figured out about Bryce? Like, Bryce is our only lead.
Bryce, when the guy who passed away, he was meeting with him, and my companion spotted something on him, but we have no way to prove it. So
What do you mean your companion spotted something on him?
2 nights ago, when we followed Bryce, when my companion saw a tattoo on the fellow, but if he's gone now, then there's no way we can prove anything. So we'll look into this more before we can bring back more information.
So what does Bryce do after the refinery?
I think he went back home. It was too late for us to stay up any longer for work in the morning.
So then maybe the answers that we're looking for are at Bryce's home.
Perhaps.
Well,
Do you know where he lives?
of course I know where he lives. He lives in a manor on the southwestern side of town.
We'll look into it.
Murder hobo the crap out of this place.
He goes there every night.
Where's the mine?
That is where he lives.
What? Where? We've been in this city for a long time, and I don't even know where the mine is at.
3 days.
The mine is roughly the main mine. Obviously, the Copper Hills are filled with mines, but our main extract or extrace, whatever that word is, I'm trying to say, the main point where they extract the copper,
Abstract.
is roughly a 3-day journey by foot.
Oh.
2-day journey by horse carriage.
Would
It's
you think there's anything going on up there that we would need to investigate?
and he looks and says that as far as he knows, the copper flows from the mine rather soundly. He knows that a couple months past, Baron Oliver decided that the overseer of the mine should be fired, and now a Thelg Delver, a dwarf, now takes over the mine.
Wait, I need to write this down.
Yeah. Thelg Delver is the dwarf's name.
Thelg.
Yeah. And as far as Tavares knows, the Thelg has been, or Mr. Delver has been delivering an adequate, if not above adequate amount of copper every single monthly shipment that is required.
When was he hired? 6 months ago?
6 months ago, yes.
So you're saying basically that you haven't noticed anything missing?
No,
nothing
Mr.
wrong?
Delver has been doing, if anything, an exemplary job of getting copper to the refinery.
How come everybody just started work 6 months ago? What the frig is going on?
Yeah, you guys got a high turnover rate.
That's
Yeah,
when they
man.
made the pact with the demon guys.
I don't. Who's all here at the place talking?
I'm back at the keep.
Aren't
I'm
you?
staying out of this.
We're talking to ourselves.
We don't
in
have
your
any
mind.
information to bring right now, so we have no information whatsoever. Okay.
So you tell Tavares nothing then, because then technically this talk that you're having right now would then not be happening.
Oh no! We tell him that we want to know what's going on. 2 days ago, when we followed him, we were thinking.
So yeah, all Tavares knows about Bryce is that every night when his shift ends, he leaves the Cape. He knows that the Baron requests that every single day a shipment or a sheet of information is delivered to him about exactly how much copper has been delivered to the refinery and how much azurite is being shipped out of the refinery, that he's very, very astute about knowing the exact amounts that is coming and going from the refinery.
Okay.
And that if you bring up the mines that apparently Thelg has been recently hired on 6 months ago, and that he's been doing a great fucking job of getting copper to and from the minery.
Okay, well, I tell him that the lead that we were going to have died in this horrible accident, and it's a shame we didn't get to investigate him before he died, because that I was hoping that we would learn something from him, but it was a dead end, so we're just going to have to follow Bryce further, is what I tell him.
Mm-hmm. So he would then tell you that this is around the time that they would be holding a high council's dinner. Is just around the bend, just a couple days away, where they will have this festival, or not necessarily festival, but high dinner.
Yeah.
And this happens in the evening, where the Baron throws this extravagant dinner for all of the high stewards and councilmen and higher trading employees of the city. And that obviously, if you haven't, like, basically where you're coming to is that you haven't checked out the Baron or the Bryce's house. So he's saying that if there is an opportunity where you are looking to investigate his house, that maybe during this dinner in 2 days, which is still 2 more full shifts of work that you guys have to work through, which means more Constitution saving throws that you need to get through. before you investigate the Chamberlain's house. So obviously there's lots of opportunities here for what you guys want to do.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for an opportunity where Bryce will be distracted and not at his home at nighttime, this is a good opportunity.
Okay. Yes, we will look into this definitely. Thank you for this info. And then I think we're pretty much done at this point. Unless, is there anything else, Minna, that you wanted to add in?
No, I don't think so. You know what? I honestly, I hate to say it, but I think our best bet might be to wait.
Yeah.
All right.
Super edge voice today.
Then wait is what is, are you going to wait for the dinner?
Yeah, if the mine is 3 days away, then that's too far away for us to go there and get back before the dinner then. So we'd probably wait till the dinner.
All right.
Anybody else? We do relay information to you. I'm a little worried about Brad breaking stuff in his castle.
Is our plan to go to the dinner, or is our plan to go to Bryce's house while he's at the dinner?
Not Brad. Yeah, Bryce's house.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, we
Yep.
can try and investigate while he's not there.
Yeah, so basically with the information that you guys have forth, your leads are essentially Bryce's house or the mine.
So Bryce's house then.
Bryce's house would be good because it takes 3 days to get to the mines on foot, and that would be when the dinner's going on.
Yeah, I mean, if we're gone for 3 days, we don't have jobs when we come back, and it's going to blow whatever cover we had. So we should probably clean up any leads we have here before we pretty much bail on our jobs.
Yeah.
All right. With that decided, then 2 more days of work must be done before the festival, or no, I keep saying festival, sorry, but the dinner of the High Stewards is held. You guys have 2 more shifts to make it through. But I think with that being said, we will probably end it tonight and pick up in 2 more days where you guys will investigate Chamberlain Bryce's help, hopefully, or Chamberlain Bryce's house, hopefully. But first, you must make it through 2 more exhausting days of work as guards and handmaidens and handmannins. I don't really know what you call that.
Manservant person.
Manservant.
Handymans.
A handyman and a handy maiden.
Your local toilet cleaner.
And librarians, you guys have 2 hard days of work to get through. Owen already feeling exhausted. Our next session, I think that roughly, if I'm going to do my mental GM math, puts us at roughly a 5-shot then. So this 3-shot has probably turned into a 5-shot, which by Chris's reasonable deduction is actually probably a 6-shot. But like the moral of the story is I'm having a fucking ton of fun playing this game, so I don't really care if this turns into longer than that. I'm definitely enjoying playing with you guys. So like even if this goes on longer than my 5th session, I am totally content with that. We'll play it out. This is definitely not happening as I thought it would happen, but like I love that more than anything, just to see where the game goes once you give it to the players. AKA the murder hobos that just kill innocent refinery men, you fucking scoundrels. But anyways, our next game is going to take place in 2 days from now, where the players will seemingly investigate Chamberlain Andre Bryce's mansion and see if they can find any more leads. Otherwise, they are going to feel the hot beating evidence of the mysterious brick accidents happening. It's only, they feel like it's a ticking time bomb now. So if they don't get any hardcore evidence soon, their guilty consciences might get the best of them. That is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Wait. Before we do,
what's up?
Before we all run off, I one of the days that we're working, I want to try and find Owen and have a heart-to-heart with him
So
And-
let's save that for next session because I'm literally going to pick up the session after that with
All right.
what you guys are doing for the next 2 days, and then we're going to start. Sound good?
Perfect.
So
Yep.
you're looking for Owen to have a heart-to-heart with, and that is exactly where we're going to pick up session 4 of this 3-shot.
I probably
Perfect.
With the math, I promise it works out. It's just you guys don't understand DM's math. DM's math is a little bit different. A 3-shot is actually not ever 3 sessions. It is 3-shot squared. Is more
Yeah, no, well, you have to take 3 shots before every session. That's what.
Yeah,
what
Yeah,
it means.
yes, definitely.
I took a couple shots of wine tonight, and I felt like this session went great. So maybe maybe we can get on board this. But anyways, I appreciate you guys playing with me. I appreciate anybody who has watched this session or this series, and I look forward to seeing what happens on Monday evening. So until next time, guys, we will catch you around. We are going to hopefully end the stream right now as I click the button.